might not be able to join us, would appreciate being able to see it. Plus, people that um, didn't plan to join us, but they want to see what this is all about, might want us to.
Sure.
Um, so I'm going to share my screen, and we'll see how this goes. So Cynthia, are you on?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I was sort of waiting to figure out what it is that you wanted me to do. So this is actually a wedding.
Wow.
The guy on the left is the groom. And this is in Eastern Kenya. The three white people are my relatives, but the other guy that's all dressed up was our guide. So we got really lucky in that, they were good friends and they invited us to the wedding. So
That's so cool.
yeah, it was really, really cool.
Why don't I see it?
So your relatives is that what type of relatives?
The girl on the left is my niece, and the woman in the middle is her mother, who is my sister-in-law. And
Oh, very nice. So y'all three went
yeah, so my husband and I had this tradition that we took one of our young relatives to Africa every year. So this year was this girl's turn.
very neat.
See if I can. This wasn't working earlier.
I didn't see the picture.
And Bob,
I didn't see the picture.
you don't see the picture?
No, I see you.
Does everybody else see the picture?
I see it, yes.
I see it.
There, you see it now?
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Well, I'm gonna stop the sharing, and then I'm gonna share again, and we'll see if that helps. How about now, Bob?
I just keep seeing you.
Let me.
Bob, if you look up in the very top um, of the Zoom dialog window box in the upper right, there's a view.
Yeah.
US Bob on Bob's PC. Up in view, if you toggle through there, you'll see view speaker. There should be options for you, Bob.
I went through all of them.
Oh,
So Ben, you're thinking he's got the maybe the view wrong.
yeah. Like I have mine as checkmark standard. I don't know if that
No, I
matters.
don't even see mine.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't
Of
see
you.
standard. I
At
see
the at least in my screen, at the very
Yes.
top,
Yep.
it says Wesley Bloomer's screen. And if you click on that, that will change the view options. At least that's works with mine.
Mine has view, and I just hit standard, and the photo comes up.
I don't see view.
Yeah, but you have to put your cursor up there. Yeah.
I don't see standard.
So if you click on where it says view, Bob, right to the right of recording, look, you see view, click on that. And underneath that, hopefully it should show up.
I have speaker gallery, multi-speaker, sort gallery, change.
Okay, so right above side by side speaker on top mine computer, right above that it says standard. Maybe you need to drag it down.
I don't know. I think Cindy was kind of right. Over on the left hand side, there's one thing that says Wesley Blue's screen, and that has to be highlighted. Like you have to touch that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but to be able to see it, your cursor has to be up at that bar, otherwise you can't see it. Yeah.
Right.
I see the picture.
I'm not seeing what you're talking about either, but I went up to just drug my cursor to the top of the screen, and I don't know if you can see that.
Bob, do you have a Mac? Are you using a Mac computer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you know those three little dots that are at the very top left of the screen. Those three little dots are one you used to close the screen and that sort of stuff. You see them at the very top left?
No, but I have two screeners here.
F2 screens. Ah, maybe you're looking at the wrong screen. Okay.
Oh yeah, if you got two screens, that would do it.
Yeah.
Well, uh, Wes, can we do me next? And then I
Then you can come back.
can get rid of the second screen.
All right, let's do that
Good
then,
idea.
because I wouldn't want anybody to miss your presentation. So I will get out of this. I'm going to stop sharing, and then I gotta practice. Got to practice this some more. So I got to give Bob the. There you go. Does everybody see Bob's screen now?
Yep.
Okay.
If it's a painting, yeah.
Yep.
It shows a painting.
All right, Bob, take it away.
Okay. So what I'm showing today is a celebration, but it's not my celebration or my family's. It's the celebration of something shown, something seen by this painter. What's unique about it is that this painting has all the lighting for the painting coming from inside the painting. And I was really bothered by in my photography how to treat that situation when my light is in my picture and I see a very different image from what the camera sees. If you look at this image, it is more or less what I saw when I walked in to the Gallery of Artists, Naples, where this painting was on the wall. And what hit me was this light looked as if there was a light in there. It gave me the impression of there is a light in there. And I could get as far as what you see here in my processing to try to actually express that. The image looks like this, very subtle difference, but very, very different. If I have the light on and the light off. If you look at the lantern, you see the difference. And that's in the process that I was looking for. So when I walked in and saw that picture in Artist, I said, oh, finally I can look at this picture and see what this painter did to get this impression. So I entered the room in the back, and as I was walking to the picture and getting close to it, I stopped seeing that extra light. It was just a painting without having that impression that there is a light inside it. So what's the difference? We had a conference here, FCC conference, which we had, as all of you know, every year. And Vincent Versace was here, who is one of the very well-known photographers and gurus for Photoshop. And he said, we photographers are in the optical illusion business. Now, when you hear that first, you think, really? But the truth is that even the simplest picture, if you take a picture of your cat, you don't want your viewer see a flat cat. Yet, all you show is a flat print or a flat display. What is the secret answer to create that difference? So when I walked up there and it disappeared, I realized that that secret difference is understanding the optical illusion that we have to create. So what I am doing now and trying to illustrate here is that when I have an image where the light sources are, see, the light sources for these celebrating people, and that's my excuse for being here today, they are celebrating. So this celebration comes from here. And I was experimenting to see what I can do to get there. I don't know to what extent you can really see it, but the extent I could go is this when it's off and this when it's on. And in this group here, what I have done was adjusting not what we typically do. Typically, you hear dodging and burning. You adjust your picture for brightness with dodging and burning, which is a local adjustment. And we tend to make all other adjustments than that less local and more global to our image. And in order to get this impression that I'm trying to give here, sorry, where you see the light giving life to these celebrating people or not doing so, depends on how it is presented. One thing I did, I eliminated anything bright in the background. So this thing here is just making sure that my picture, which is the picture in this case of the picture, starts here with the frame, and I gave a little dark impression, a dark background there. The other thing that I did, the light is generally a mixture of red and yellow colors. So I made a correction in this group of corrections. And by the way, I'm not going to talk about the technical parts. I'm just going to talk about the phenomenon, how to deal with it. And I would be happy to do the technical details at another time for NCC. The Photoshop tool for hue and saturation, I picked up the colors, basically a range of colors. You see this icon here. This icon is how you pick up colors in the image, and that icon picked up the kind of dominating color here. And I applied a much higher saturation, not brightness, saturation to just these colors, not the green, not the blue, a little bit of the yellow, and a little bit, well, a lot to the yellow and the blue and the red, but nothing to the others. And what I have also done, I reduced a little bit, not much, but a little bit the lightness, because the higher saturation brightens the image, and I didn't want to change the overall impression too much. So that's one part of it. The second part of it is there's also the same thing up here in white. In white, the it works a little better to just adjust the brightness. But in both cases, what also gets to the brain is that if the light comes from here, it drops off with the distance. So not only applied this additional saturation, but I dropped its value, its strength, with the distance as you get further and further from the light source. So here's the light source, and in the processing, this shows the mask that allows the saturation, the saturated color to come in. That's my adjustment, but I fade it out with the distance. So it's a combination of more saturation, but the value of it dropping with the distance from the light source to the other parts of the image.
Can I ask a quick question, Bob? Am I going to throw you off, or should I just wait?
I'm sorry, say it again.
When you said dropping off,
Yeah,
what do you mean by that?
less
Changing
and
in-
less. There is less and less increased saturation. There is
Got
more
it.
increased saturation in this close area than there is here, and there is almost nothing by the time you get to the right side further away.
Got
Also
it.
here, if you carefully look at the image as I change it, it changes much more for the white, for the light coming from the fireworks up here, and less by the time it comes down there. These are all minor changes, but Hansel Adams, who's my source for everything that I do in photography, almost everything, said that there are two people in every photograph, the photographer and the viewer. And it's the viewer's mind that we have to affect. And this graduation for this light changing a lot up here, less there, a lot here and less there, just adds up working on the mind. Well, oh, that's what my mind remembers as a light source and coming away. So I can, with this thinking, create a mood for the picture much closer to what it was than without it. So any question about it?
Yeah, Bob, yesterday you said something that I found very interesting, that when you're working on these edits, you're focusing on
Oh yeah,
the story.
I'm coming to that.
Oh, great.
So what I learned from this is that we have to change somewhat our behavior, and I generally tend to speak more how I think about things than how I do things, because how to do it, we have a lot of information coming from everywhere. How to think about it is what I'm trying to figure out. And when I sit down to edit, I don't think of it to editing. As a fact, I hate call it in editing, and I hate it that people call it editing, because Ansel Adams also said that in photography, the negative, in our case, the file, is the uh, it's my mind getting old. The score, the musical score, and the print is the performance. In other words, as photographers, we are performer. We perform with the interpretation of the image. And I think of it as interpreting. So what I do is, and there, I was at that point where I said that to you yesterday or the other day. When I open the picture, first, I want to compare it to the way I want it to look. And again, Ansel Adams is famous for introducing the term pre-visualization. And that bothered me for years and years and years. I could never do that until I discovered what it was. What it is you want to be absolutely mindful of what you're doing when you take your photo. You want to remember as much detail as you have of the scene, and particularly the reason why you had that reaction of pressing the shutter. And it was another photographer, Michael Fry, who said, don't just remember that it was the colors, why I took that picture. Remember, was it their saturation? Was it their this, or was it their is it with brightness, or what's the detail? And if you remember that, then when you open your file, you in your mind you start to see what would I have to change to get that same impression. And that's what I consider editing. It's looking at the image as it comes out from the camera and creating from it what my visualization is. And my visualization comes from remembering, why was I interested in that scene? Why did it catch my eyes? If it catches my eyes, it will catch my viewer's eye as well. So that's how I want to alter my image, enhance our image to that purpose. So be mindful when you photograph and purposeful when you edit. If I have time, Wes, I would show let's see if I can quickly do it. Jackie, Jackie, that's not my picture either. This is Jackie's picture. And in this picture, she posted it, and that's what she posted. And it's a beautiful picture, and I was very impressed by it. And I got her permission to apply my interpretation to it, and I felt comfortable interpreting it, although I didn't see that particular sunset, but I know that these white clouds, low-level white clouds, are much whiter than in this picture. The surf is much whiter than in that picture. And there's much more energy in this area than in this picture. So with her permission, I interpreted it, edited it, and showing it. Those are the differences. With the phenomenon that I discussed before, with the change of saturation, to create this difference, and with manipulating a little bit the brightness values, I got this. So the difference between the original and my interpretation, I believe if I was there, I have seen enough sunset here that I could kind of imagine what it would have looked to me. And that's the three differences. Brightness of these heart clouds, brightness of the area here, actually four, because the energy from the light source in the image here, and a lot of interesting image detail originally not coming out in that area. So that's what I'm recommending. Get more to the detail, remember it, and try to imitate it when you interpret the picture, and do it raw, because that gives most opportunity to you. Wes, thanks for the time.
Oh, thank you, Bob. Bob has generously offered to have another session that will really focus on the details of what he just explained in Photoshop. Do you think you'd be interested, or other members might be interested in sitting through a session this summer with looking at these images and Bob
Either
taking us through?
either that or after summer.
Okay.
I would be interested. I see that he did the saturation and I saw that he did the curves. I guess I would have dodged it and I like Bob's, the way Bob did it better. So I would be interested.
Yeah, I've always done the dodge and burn as well, and
Yeah.
looking at how Bob looks at a photo and selects the things that he wants to target. This was just very intriguing to me.
Yeah.
And I thought, since he had a celebration picture there too, it might be nice to hear how he got there.
Yeah, I think I like it. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, we'll try to put something together then. And
Sounds good.
Another quick difference here is the moon is a light source,
Right.
and the moon when it's not a
Whoa.
light source.
wow,
Wow.
it's a dramatic difference.
Yeah.
And the two pictures I took of the exactly same moon. One is 5 o'clock and the other is 10 o'clock or something like that. So it's the same moon, the same day, just different time.
Very nice. Well, thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Um,
Bob.
I will drop off shortly after 8.
all right.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. That was good.
Now I've got to figure out how to grab the meeting back. Oh, there we go. So we should be back to our regular screen with all the people in it. And we'll get back to Cindy's image here. Let me expand that. Can everybody see the image that Cindy has?
Yep, that's cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Cindy. And maybe I'll join your family so I can go on a vacation like this. So we can go to the next one. Turn it over to Cindy. Cindy, you're on mute.
Cindy,
Cindy,
where's the bride?
Cindy, can you unmute yourself? There we go.
The girl all the way on the right is the bride.
The short one.
Well, she's only the idea in this culture is once you reach puberty, that's when you get married.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness, the one in the
So-
little green thing?
Yeah. So she's
Oh my goodness, she looks like a kid.
she's-
Okay.
Well, yeah, she is a kid. She is a kid, and her husband was 25. So he was a little bit older, but still a young man. But she had they had never met. That day she cooked for him, and that was his first introduction to her that night. So yeah.
Okay.
So that's but
Different cultures.
yeah, they're very different cultures. Yeah, I could tell you some really sad stories about this particular culture, but probably this is not the appropriate time.
No, I don't want to be depressed.
Yeah.
I just got off watching the news.
Okay.
Yeah, in traveling, what I found is some things you go places and you find things like Cindy just described, and you think, wow, I'm glad I don't live here. And but then if they came to our culture, they would be outraged by other things.
Yeah.
Well, what they pointed out to us, and I'm sure it's true, that the divorce rate there is much lower.
Yeah, they're probably
Then-
not allowed to get divorced.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of social pressure. Yeah, and of course, this girl, she can't really think for herself yet, so she just
No,
choice. Yeah,
she looks like she's about 12 or 13.
she is. Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where was this?
This is the Samburu tribe, and they live in eastern Kenya.
Kenya. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
It's a section of Kenya that was never really conquered by the Europeans because they really don't have that much in the way of resources. So they were
Okay.
able to really hold on to their culture. This is not made up. This is, we just happened to barge into somebody's wedding. We're not putting on a show. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool though.
So you go here every year?
To Kenya, no, I was only there that one time. I've been to Africa many times. So the one year we went back 5 times.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Mostly for wildlife, though, not for this.
Cool. What an experience.
Yeah, and this is the same wedding. This guy showed up with his machine gun.
Oh, I see that.
Oh, I didn't notice that at first. Wow.
Yeah, but that's that's one of their the markings of manhood, of course, is to be a warrior, and so he was the real deal, of course. Yeah, they're mostly
Yeah.
there to out. So, yeah.
Yep.
I love that the contrast of that machine gun and those green socks. That's just
Yeah. Well,
The
the
group-
colors in all these are
Yeah.
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 fabulous.
The groom has some pretty cool socks too.
Yeah.
yeah.
So this photo is mine. And this was around the 4th of July. That's why I put it in as a celebration. This was actually in June. So 4th of July was getting close, and I was thinking about the 4th of July coming up. And my wife had bought 30 pounds of cherries from Cherry Republic in Michigan. And in April, she fell and shattered her hip and had a hip replacement surgery and is going through PT. And the only thing I could think of, I went out to the freezer to get something to fix for that night's dinner. I saw these 3 bags of each was 10 pounds of cherries. I thought, we're going into hurricane season, so losing electricity, all those cherries might spoil. I better find out about doing something about them. So I
That
came
looks
back,
really good. You made that pie?
yeah. So I came back in the house,
Oh,
and I've never made a pie before. And I told my wife what I was going to do, and she threw a fit. And then I told her, well, hurricane season's come up. Do you really want us to be
That's
without
right.
electricity? And
yeah.
all the cherries are going to be bad. And convinced her that let me use part of them at least to bake a pie. So
Good.
she got a recipe out, and I looked at it. And while I was fixing it, I was asking her questions and baked my or did my cherries, reduced the slurp in them, and then baked the pie and cut the lattice. And you can see I'm not a professional baker because the lattice is all whopper
It
jaw.
looks really good though. Look at all the detail with the cherries on top and the
Yeah.
lattice. I would have just slammed it all together. That looks great.
Yeah, so she had these little cookie cutter like things that I used to cut the cherries with and put on there. But I really had fun making it. Had more fun eating it. But
Yeah,
for my first cherry pie.
yeah, you're making me hungry. Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
Then 4th of July was coming, and I said, you know what? I'm going to make a flag cherry pie. And of course, Susie just rolled her eyes, and we got talking about making the blue field where stars would normally go. And I couldn't find her star cookie cutter, so I just made a blue field, and I did this with, I took some dough, threw it in a little bowl and dumped a lot of blue food gel in it and mixed that up. And when we got ready to eat it, I threw this part away because that would have just turned your whole mouth blue if you ate that. But the same type of concept. So we use that to help celebrate the 4th of July. My second pie in the world. And this is a photo I made a while back.
That's cool.
I took a picture of a flag and superimposed a photo of an eagle that I took a close-up view. And you may have seen either this eagle or another one that I took at the same time that I entered in contests. But I thought, that'd be a nice thing. And if I were to redo it, I'd probably use some of Bob's techniques and
Yeah.
just get rid of some of these stars and the stripe through here and all that stuff. But I had a lot of fun putting that together. So those are my celebrations. And here's somebody at I don't know where
Man, that's cool. Was that a
Yeah,
party?
this was actually at a wedding, and I did a composite of 2 separate photos. So one photo was kind of like an in-camera motion where you have that swirl of lights that are kind of like arcing from the upper right, and it arcs down to the lower left. That was one image, and then the image underneath it is just the people in the wedding and the DJs going and they're partying, and I don't know. It kind of gave that, I thought, the celebration feel. This I don't know, with the colors splashing across and just the colors of the dance floor too. So
That's
that's
a real long exposure, the ones with the lights and stuff like that.
actually no, it was just moving my
Okay.
iPhone really fast.
well, these were
Cool.
iPhone pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both iPhone pictures, and I brought them
Wow.
into the Photoshop, and I did have to adjust, the filters and also the main colors, because actually the swirl is sitting on top of the party scene.
It's cool.
Yeah, we've had several in our competitions, people that have used their iPhones to take photos, and the judges are hard pressed to tell you if that came from an iPhone or a regular camera. That's neat. Good job, Ben.
Thank you. Thanks.
This
This is also, believe it or not, an iPhone picture that I brought into Photoshop and did some cleaning up. This was actually from a picnic from a camping trip, the excursion that we had done, and I just love the symmetry of it. I love the background of that gingham tablecloth, and it just, to me, it's like your typical American summer celebration. You've got the red, white, and blue. You've got the picnic tablecloth, so I did most of my cleaning up though was done in Photoshop. So, but even though the original image was iPhone.
I like the clarity.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like 3D-ish. It really pops. I like it.
What's interesting though, it's got like a daub of whipped cream on it.
Yeah,
And we were totally like out in the woods, primitive camping, and the guide, the camp guide, he just handed like a little Tupperware thing full of regular cream and passed it around to everybody. Shake it for a few minutes. So everybody took a turn shaking the whipped cream until it turned into whipped cream. So, which being out in the woods, it was impressive.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it's very bright. I like it. It pops.
Makes you hungry too.
It makes the picture.
I know. I haven't eaten. I'm starving. That's cool.
This one is actually a camera picture. This is my Sony, and this is up in northern Florida. I can't remember the name of the state park off the top of my head. I want to call it Fort Washington. I'm not really sure off the top of my head. And obviously, it was around Christmas time, and they had it decorated. My only regret with this picture is that I don't have people, and I wish I had some people maybe sitting in those rocking chairs, drinking, I don't know, mint juleps or whatever.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I thought it kind of gave you an idea of there's at least there's a celebration going to happen.
Yeah. Looks good.
Nice.
Perfect
that's
90
cute.
degrees.
That's my photo.
It's adorable.
My family goes to Long Beach Island in the summer, and we went July 4th weekend. This was a little street parade that they had on the street where we were. These little girls look so cute. I just took their photos.
It's
I like the
adorable.
expression on her face.
I know. It's like she knew she looks cute.
Yeah. Going to be a boy killer if she isn't already.
I don't know about
Oh,
this
look at
photo.
her. How cute.
This little one was clapping in a wagon they had.
Cute. Look at the glasses.
It was cute. This was just a little street in Long Beach Island. I guess every street has their own little parade.
That's cute.
I think you did a really good job in both of those pictures capturing the emotions.
Yep, exactly.
I think so too.
And this
Oh,
was
there they are.
4 more of them that were on the street. I thought they were so cute.
I like the one on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this was when did you take this? Not very long ago, right?
Yeah, July 4th this year.
It kind of gives like a 1970s vibe. When we were growing up, we were all on our bikes and all on our own and taking off, and it gives you that feel of independence for the kids.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, that's probably why these photos are enjoyable, Ben. I think you hit the nail on the head for me. Is it kind of takes you back to the old days instead of seeing kids sitting along the side
With
of
the
the street
phone.
on their phones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yep.
I was just heard something about a Marvel movie. And that's what when I saw this, it reminded me. Here's 4 young Marvel people, movie stars.
Maybe these 4 will grow up to be movie stars.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, these are Michael's photos. I don't think he was able to make it, but he sent these in. I think he was celebrating the colors of the birds and how beautiful they were. And I don't know what type of birds these are, but some of these bird pictures are remarkable. I think he had 5 altogether. And they're so clear.
It just makes you wonder what the shutter speed was on that hummingbird.
Yeah, I'll go back to it. Yeah, look and there's a little bit of blur, at least in this wing, but not much for a hummingbird.
No, hummingbirds are tough.
Yeah. Michael, I think, does a really good job on these bird pictures.
I think this morning I went out to the deck. I was watering, and there was a monarch there. I must have taken 100 and some photos of the butterfly, and then there was a goldfinch in the front eating my zinnias.
Really?
So yeah, I was like, what? But it was the one that was dead, so I let him give it. So I got a picture of them. I haven't downloaded them yet.
Now, did you go on the trip with I forget her name, Bethany from the
No, I did not. No. I'm usually not one to take pictures of birds. It's just I haven't been outside much except when I see something like that, then I run out.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to go to the when I was organizing it, and go to that photo shoot, and then had some issues with my wife's health and had to deal with that.
Yep. I know what that's all about. Yep.
And another hummingbird.
Wow.
And this one, the clarity in the wings really well done too.
And the colors.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if he shoots like at a thousandth or 2,000th of a second or faster.
Oh, yeah.
And the clarity around the eye.
Oh, wow.
His owl.
That is cool.
He got the wings flapping in mid-flight like that.
That's a great picture.
Yeah, it's so cool, isn't it?
Yep.
I love the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And they're really, again, they really pop. I'm going to take a screenshot of that.
Yeah, if you want to look at them further, they'll be out in the celebrations gallery on our website that you can actually see these now.
Awesome.
And then we got Jeff. Doesn't look like he's made it to the meeting. He sent this.
No. Yeah, he's out there in Tennessee now.
Yeah, he's captured a lot of color in the sky. I like the foreground, and it adds more interest. Something I've been wanting to do, get out and do some Milky Way photography, but every time I think about it, it's pouring down rain. And both Gretchen and Bart have told me that I've kind of backed off on shooting for the Rangers in Big Cypress ever since Susie fell down, since I got to be her primary caregiver. And but I've wanted to go back out there and start shooting. If the weather cooperates, when the weather or more towards the springtime, we'll have to do another Milky Way shoot out there.
Is that like an, yes, I wasn't too keen on going to the Everglades.
Yeah.
Always,
Did you go?
no,
Yeah, I've been to the first time I went to the Everglades. I went out there during the day, and it's Big Cypress Park, and I stopped at the ranger station because they had a photo of the Milky Way on their website at that time. I don't know if it's still out there. And I had taken these Facebook webinars from a lady. Her name is Christine Rose. And she gives a free webinar, kind of an introduction. I think she called it, So You Want to Take Your First Milky Way Picture. So I did that. And she has a master class that's a more intensive class. And I didn't take that because I thought, well, let me try this. And I went and talked to the rangers out there in their welcome center. And one of the rangers, she got out they have these maps that they give out. Got out the maps because I asked her, where's the best place to go if I want to take pictures of the night sky? And she gave me one spot that was along the side of a road. It was a limestone road. And the other spot was on a cement pad, but to get to it, you had to walk, I forget how far back, it's like a mile or two, something like that, to get to the cement pad. She said that would be the better thing. And I said, I'm not going to walk on a little path through the swamp
Yeah,
in the middle
that's
of
not
the
my
night.
thing.
So we went out there. We meaning Susie went with me. Excuse me. She sat in the car while I was taking pictures, and if a car was coming, she would turn on her lights, and the lights would be shining on me, and the lights would be telling the oncoming car, because those roads aren't that wide there. Plus, when somebody drives by, it hasn't rained for a while. All the dust flies up. And I had a couple of people stop and roll down their windows and chat to me a little bit. And the one pickup truck that stopped there, I thought, oh boy, here it comes. And the guy was really nice and everything. But the thing the ranger said is, they get a lot of people out there at night, and she said they don't have any troubles. And I thought, okay, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
And um,
I'm
and
not ready for that yet.
yeah, I told my wife, if anything happens, lock your door and take off. Don't be waiting around. And but nothing happened, and got some really good pictures. And then we went out. A group of us went out. I don't know how many people we had. Probably about 10 people from the club, and we took pictures. And um, so we had a large group, and people got some remarkable pictures out there. And there were people in the group that were hesitant to go out there by themselves, so they never wanted to do that by themselves.
Right. I agree.
But in the group, they felt safe and comfortable. So, and we had a great time, and I learned more, and people learned a lot, and people came back with some images, and I'm hoping we can do that again this year. Oh, we're back to the beginning. Very good. So I guess that's our review. Does anybody else have any comments or thoughts?
I just wanted to tell Bob I really liked the description from Ansel Adams about taking a negative and using that in its interpretation
Yeah.
for the final product. I think that's really if that's very key, I think, in making a story to your image.
You can Google Ansel Adams quotations, and you will find that it is a fantastic collection of defining great photography. It's every one of them has a meaning which will help your photography.
It's interesting because you said something about remembering the detail as you have, as much detail as you have. The other day, I happened to be out just with the cell phone, and it was a really cool. I'm going to send it to you, Bob. Like a little cabin, and it just looks so cool because it was a very different visual design on it.
Yeah.
But yet, after I took the photo, it's blah. So now I'm thinking, all right, I probably need to work some of your magic, just bringing some of that out and make it look more like a 3D, because it was really,
Yeah.
really cool. So I'll
To
send
me,
it to
that's
you.
what processing is about. That you have
Yeah.
you
Yep.
you build up that vision from
Yeah.
all the ways, and try to make your image to meet that vision, and
Yep.
that will express what you saw, and if it excited you, there's a good chance it will excite some other people as well.
Yep.
But if you don't remember,
I'll find it and send it to you. And
good,
you'll see what I mean. It just,
Yeah.
it needs to pop.
good, good. I
Bob, every time he,
thinking about it, I also wanted to say just one more is get critiques,
get what?
critiques,
Critiques.
and assess them, how they apply to you, and take them not as advice, but take them as an opinion.
That, oh my
And-
gosh, that's such a good, yes.
And then it's going to help you tremendously.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned in judges training. Anything a judge says about your images in a competition,
And the worst you feel about it when you hear it first,
yeah, it's
valuable it is.
Yeah. It was an optical illusion. I couldn't think of the word.
yeah,
The door to this cabin wasn't really the entrance door. It was an optical illusion. And again, I didn't have the camera. I was only the phone, but I was like, I got to make this pop. So I'll be sending it to you, Bob.
Good. Okay.
Well, I really appreciate everybody's comments and pictures and explanation of the pictures. Very remarkable pictures. I enjoyed every one of them. And thank you, Bob, for taking us through the two images that you showed and walking us through that. And,
Yeah, I missed putting them on, but I will put it on.
okay, but yeah, look forward to the what do you call it? The next the sequel to this, where you take us through the actual Photoshop. That's
Yeah. Yep. I think that's a good idea.
To everyone,
I see your kitty cat,
No.
Shelly.
Yeah. He's wanting, yeah. What is our topic of our next meeting? I forgot.
Our next summer challenge. Let's take a look. It is. It would be August. The topic is summer vacations.
Okay.
Well, that'll be good because I'm leaving on Sunday to go to Scotland and England and Ireland. So
Oh, fun. Have a
I better
great
have some
time.
pictures.
Yeah,
That
so
Better
sounds
take pictures.
awesome.
we'll be sending a note out from Brenda here shortly on summer vacation. But all these galleries are they're open. So if you have something that fits a future gallery, you can put it in there. If you've got something that fits an older gallery, you can still put that in there.
No, that sounds a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
and the good thing is that all of these are concepts and none of them are items.
yeah. We kind of went back and forth, and because we were talking about like maybe mimicking some of the 52 frames thing, like they have a theme called
Yes.
Blocker.
Yeah.
And then the concept kind of evolved with people giving input and things like that. So yeah, hopefully we'll get and I think we've had this is the second one so far. I think we've definitely had some images in these that could win some of the competitions this coming year.
It's nice to have the informal setting too, that we can discuss
Yeah.
things and
Yeah.
you know, you're
No
submitting
fixed format.
photos. Yeah. It's kind of neat though, right? You submit photos that you like and
Yeah.
you know, that
I
means
have a
something to you.
stupid question. If this is about vacations, what's the difference between going on a vacation and going on a photography trip?
I don't think there's any difference to me because
Okay.
if I go on a photography trip, that would be a vacation to me, and
Yeah.
that's why we didn't define these categories. So people could use and this was a concept from 52 frames too. They throw out a category
Yeah.
and you can interpret it however you want. I mean,
Exactly.
going back to something Bob said, as photographers, we're really artists, and artists come up with all strange type of things. And like I put pies out there for my celebration, and
I know when I first saw it, I thought, and then I saw the little details. I thought, hey, cherries, I got it.
By
Okay.
the way, I wrote an email to Wes about what I will say, and I converted that email to a handout.
Oh, great.
I'm going to send that handout out.
Excellent.
Very good.
All right, Wes, and you'll have Brenda send it to the rest of us.
I just ran out of time today.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I wanted it before, but I ran out of time.
That's okay.
All right.
Well, people can
Sounds
watch the
good.
video now and read your handout as they go through the video themselves.
Actually, I sent to you a draft, Wes.
Okay, I'll look for it. Oh, very good. Everybody have a great night. Nice seeing you all.
Too.
Okay.
Good
Seeing
night.
everyone.
Okay. Good night,
Okay.
Be
everybody.
cool. Bye.
Say hi to
Bye.
Dick.
I will. You too, Bob. He said to tell me hi to you.
Thanks, everyone.